Well, welcome back to another On the Road with Ben Davidson. And I am Ben Davidson, your host for today's podcast. And just wanted to remind you, if you found this podcast on our YouTube channel, which is The Bible for You, be sure to click the notifications button so you get notified every time we put something new up on our channel. And you can also go to our website, which is www.thebibleforyou, all spelled out, .com. In the studio today, we have a really exciting guest with us. She has flown in all the way from Uganda, Africa. She lives in Kampala. Welcome to our show, Kathleen. We have with us here Kathleen Maraka. What's it like being back in the States? You're originally from Detroit. What's it like being back here after not having been here for such a long time?
It's nice. It's nice. It's a lot of choice when you go out. There's a lot of choice when you go shopping. I guess that's the thing that hits me the most always.
Is it a culture shock to come back from Uganda back to the United States?
Yes and no. I've come back every year pretty much over the last 20 years. So not so much. It's just certain things still are awesome.
Well, you've been living in Uganda for the last 20 years. And from what I understand, you have done mission work in many different countries over the past decades. But the interesting thing about your life, Kathleen, is that you have a disability, yet you still serve as a missionary on the mission field. Tell us just a little bit about your disability so our listeners can understand what disability that is.
Okay, well, I was born with spinal bifida, so all my life I limped, and that didn't really stop me from doing very much, to be honest. And about 12 years ago, I fell and had a series of operations, and that has made it more difficult because now I'm on crutches.
Okay, so that means one of your legs is several inches shorter than the other leg?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And you wear one of those shoes that has a pretty thick heel on it.
That's
to kind
right.
of get it up. But
Yeah.
it's still...
But I'm still not walking.
Right.
I'm on crutches.
Yeah. Somebody in your situation, and you have decided to be on the mission field where you tell people about Jesus and you help people and you're involved in several very interesting ministries. You could easily say, I'm disabled, I'm going to go home, I'm going to relax, I'm just going to watch television or just do something not so stressful.
Why would I do that?
So what motivates you to do what you do even with your disability?
Because the alternative is unacceptable. That's all. I can't even imagine going somewhere else and not doing something and being inactive. I can't see the point.
What would you say to somebody else that perhaps has a disability but wants to serve God, wants to do something for Jesus, but they have some disability, maybe different from the disability that you have? What advice would you give that person?
Find a place where you can serve the Lord. It isn't easy. You have to look around because they'll tell you, "Oh, we can't send you to this mission field because of that. You can't do this because of that." There's a lot of can'ts, but with God, nothing's impossible, and you can find it. You just have to find the right one for you that fits your situation.
When you decided to go to the mission field, what was the reaction from your family, your personal family, when you made the decision to go to the mission field?
Well, that happened a really long time ago, and I wasn't on crutches at that time, and there was not much they could say because I was of legal age, and this is what I wanted to do. Actually, this is what I wanted to do even before I became legal age. I wanted to do this as a child even. I thought I'd be a missionary. I didn't know where or when or how, but that's what I thought. So when it actually happened, they were surprised, but at that time, there was nothing they could do about it. And all these things with the crutches and things came gradually. It's only been the last, say, 10, 15 years where I've been on crutches. And the Lord has worked it out. There's things I could do. I guess where there's a will, there's a way. And I couldn't see just not doing it because of that.
Now, by the way, for those of you who are listening right now, Kathleen is very robust. She's very healthy. She does walk on crutches, but she can go up and down stairs with her crutches. She gets around pretty handily. Tell us a little bit about some of the ministry that you're involved in Kampala, which is the capital city of Uganda. Kampala is a city of about 1.6 million people in a country which has 42 million people living in it. And you have set up a book stand or a place where you sell gospel and Christian materials. Tell us a little bit about that, how you got involved in that and how it started and how it's going today.
Okay, well, it started a few years ago. Somebody else actually approached this particular supermarket and asked if we could please sell our materials there once a month. And they said yes. And so we did. And I wasn't so involved at that time. I did it once in a while, but it wasn't me only. And then a little later, we asked, can we do it every other week? And they said yes. So we started every other week, and I got more involved. And then it was once a week. And then when I took it over after my accident and I was on crutches, it was every day. So as we speak right now, even though I'm in the States, I have an assistant that's there sitting at the table and selling Bibles and books, Christian books and CDs, DVDs.
And how is that going? Are people interested in getting those materials?
Yes. When we first started, we were like the new kids on the block. So yes, it was amazing. But now we're well known, we're established there. So it's people that know what we have and they want what we have, and they'll make a beeline to where we are. And we're not everywhere. We're just at one location right now. We tried different locations, but now we're at one location. And they'll come there when they want something from us. So it's sales. It's not like every day is great or every day is, Christmas. But it's a great witnessing opportunity too.
Now, Kathleen, you're a white woman and living in a African country. I don't know how aware you are of the news here in the United States, but there's been a lot of racial tension over the past year, the different incidents that have occurred. What's it like in Uganda? You're a white woman on the mission field telling people about Jesus. Is there any racial tension whatsoever in Uganda?
Okay, first of all, I am very aware of what's happening here, and I'm very saddened about it because there in 20 years, I felt no racial tension, animosity, negative feelings. I can't think of the right word, but no animosity. There's no racial tension. Yes, they know we're richer. The natives there, or the people there, know that we are richer because we've actually come from someplace. And maybe it's more of a rich and poor thing rather than a black and white thing.
Right.
Completely.
Actually, having lived in Brazil for 8 years, and there's quite a few, there's so much interracial activity, and it's such a sample down there of how the blacks and the whites get along. There's very, very little, if any, racial tension in a place like Brazil, where there are lots of whites, lots of blacks, lots of mixed colors. And I think the United States could learn from the sample of some of these other countries.
Definitely.
There's just a lot more love between races in those countries than there seems to be here. And that's certainly one of our prayers, that our black brothers and sisters and our white brothers and sisters, our Latinos and our Asian brothers and sisters, that the love that we have through Jesus can just splash over into parts of society that don't have that same love.
One thing I've noticed there too is a lot of interracial marriages, interracial friendships. It's a complete non-issue there. It's actually normal. No, not normal. There are. It's not everywhere, but especially in the city, definitely a lot.
Well, we want to thank you for being here with us, Kathleen. What a sample you are to us with the disability that you live with. And certainly we're going to pray for your ministry there and wish you all the very best as you return back in about a week. And we want to thank you. It's been a real blessing and a pleasure to have you here to spend some time with us.
It's been a blessing for me too.
Well, thank you for listening. If you'd like to know more about the work that Kathleen does, please leave your comments in the description, underneath the description below. And again, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, this is your opportunity. This is Ben Davidson saying, see you next time on the road.